Call the meeting to order for those who care to. Please rise for an opening prayer. And pledge the flag. Dr. Ward, would you open us in a word of prayer, please, sir?
Sure. Father, it's always a privilege to come before you and to bring the concerns of the council and of the city, believing that you give to us wisdom to know how to make good decisions and then the courage to follow through on those decisions. And as I oft pray, I thank you for the men and women who serve this city, who sacrifice and give of themselves to make this a better place to live. And I thank you for that. And our time together tonight, I believe that you genuinely care about the affairs of the city. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very nice. All right. Well, just a couple of announcements tonight. City Republic will be hosting a used tire and e-waste collection event. That's on March 17th, 9 a.m., 3 p.m. That's at the Republic Aquatic Center area, 711 East Miller Road. If you have any questions about that, please contact the Public Works Department at 417-732-3400. That will be a used tire and an e-waste, and there is a flyer out there currently looking very similar to this. If you see that, please take a look at the items that are going to be accepted, the items that they will charge for, and the items that they will not accept. So make sure you please take a look at that. It's a great opportunity to rid yourself of tires and rid yourself of some e-waste, a lot of old computers and things that are still sitting out there that probably need to be removed from your house or got rid of. So anyway, take a look at that. Other than that, that's about all I had. You guys got anything? Okay, fantastic. I'd like to open it up now to citizen participation. Anyone wishing to speak to anything not on the agenda, please step forward, state your name, sign in, and give us your best 3 minutes. Seeing none, citizen participation closed. I'd like to open up for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Move on to financial report. Laura, please give us an overview.
Okay. What you have at your place tonight are two pieces of paper you've never seen before. One is for the sales tax collections for the 1 cent general sales tax, which shows you how we ended up 2011 in comparison to the prior 4 years. Overall, we ended up with an 8% growth over 2010, and for each of the years at the bottom, you can see we had a growth. So we will receive the January 2012 sales tax distribution in about another 2 weeks, actually. So we'll see how January starts off, or the 2012 starts off. And we were able to exceed our budget for 2011 by approximately $161,000 for sales tax. So, and then this is just an example of the 1 cent. The other taxes, sales taxes that we have, will have grown proportionally. The other piece of paper is motor fuel tax collections, and tried to do the same thing there, showing comparison to budget, the collections, and since we have just collected January for 2012, you will see if you go across that it looks very promising in comparison to the Januaries of the prior years. That even in comparison to the January 2011, we have seen a growth of over 53%. And so, and that has a lot to do with how the state distributes the fuel tax, which is based on the population of the city in proportion to the state of Missouri population. So it does fluctuate. And so with the census, basically. So you will see this at the second council meeting of each month. The first council meeting, you will receive the financial statements, and the second, you will receive these reports as an update. So if you have, I know I just gave them to you tonight, so if you have any questions,
Questions, comments, discussion for
Just let
Finance
me know.
Director Laura? Anything at all? Think you need a motion to approve financial report?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Krischke, anything? Report from staff?
Brenda, do you want me to mention anything about about what was in the red folder for the business licenses? You'll see either in front of you or in the red folder, Brenda put together a little memo, and just to remind everybody that this is the time of year where we have to start getting a little firmer with some of the people that have yet to elect to either apply for the business license or get the necessary paperwork into Brenda, such as their no tax due letter, and their workers' comp certificates. It's never a fun time. Brenda will make an attempt to contact all of these businesses, but there's always a long, lengthy list, probably 40 or more businesses that we need to contact. So that's up and coming, so in case you do hear a little feedback on that, we are going to try to follow through and make sure we got all the proper information. And then there was one other bit of information, just to remind everybody that the public hearings for the Equestrian Center will be in March, at the Planning and Zoning Committee meeting, March 19th. So those will be noticed in the paper this week, and then they will start their process to get their rezoning application heard for a PDD.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Derrickson? Anything? All right. Thank you, King? Betty, you okay? Do we need to call anybody, or you okay?
You want a claim form? Good evening. Future community events for the end of February and March. February 28th, March 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th. Arthritis Foundation exercise program. That's at the community center at 1:30. As always, that program is free. February 29th, Racing to Read Story Time, 10 a.m. at the Republic Library. March 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th is toddler tumbling session number 2. That's at 5:30 and 6:45 p.m. March 2nd, 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th, toddler story time, 10:30 a.m. It's a free event. No registration required.
Hey, Jared,
Yes, sir.
since Daniel's not here, make sure you get that toddler
I will get that.
time frame.
I do want to say Mr. Harder and Mrs. Harrelson came to the dance class. Very much appreciated.
Not together, I hope.
No.
I'll just leave that alone.
She was quite adamant. Who was a better dancer?
I didn't get to witness it, so I cannot.
He didn't show up.
But I did hear Mr. Harder had some moves.
He was pretty good.
I hope we didn't break anything. Go ahead, Jared, go ahead, please continue.
March the 5th, first day to register for summer recreation day camp. We take 120 spots, and if you get your name in there early, you're considered an early bird. We'll start that registration at 8 a.m. March 5th, 19th, and 26th, toddler open gym at 10 a.m. March the 10th is the Republic Chamber of Commerce Business Expo. That's at the Republic Community Center. That's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's moved up 1 hour from the years previous when it's been from 10 to 2. March the 12th to the 16th, the Schools Out program from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. March 17th, Parents Night Out, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. March 19th is the day we start taking all registrations for baseball and softball for the summer. That includes boys baseball, girls softball, and toddler t-ball. Season begins on May the 7th. March 29th, Senior Citizens Movie Day, 2 p.m., free popcorn and coffee, and the movie for the month of March is The King's Speech. March 31st, at J.R. Martin Park, our annual Easter egg hunt. It's at 10 a.m. It's a free event to the community. It's one of our most popular events, so we definitely encourage everyone to come out there. One final note, we are still selling early bird season passes for the rack at a discounted rate. I believe that goes on for about 2 more weeks, so if you want to take advantage of that, you can come over to Phoenix City.
Was the Aquatic Center open, Jared, just ballpark?
We are open the Saturday before Memorial Day. I don't have that date with me, but
Okay, great.
late May.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Board of Commissions and Committee Reports, Board of Adjustments, March 1st. Capital Improvements, March 20th. City Council's March 12th and March 26th. Planning and Zoning is on March 19th. On March 12th, some people from Greene County will be here to discuss their proposed tax for law enforcement. So I'm just giving you a heads up now that we will have some guests that day to give about a 10 or 15-minute presentation on the law enforcement tax is what they're looking for. So just giving you a heads up on the March 12th meeting. On to old business. Need a motion to have the second reading of bill number 12-22.
Motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, amending Title VI, Business and Occupation, Chapter 630, Pawn Shops and Pawnbrokers, Section 630.040, Operational Regulations, by modifying restrictions on the installation of physical security features.
Need a motion for approval of bill number 1-22.
Motion.
12-22.
Second.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Welcome, Mr. Tyson. Please give us the overview, sir.
Thank you. This bill will remove what is currently a total prohibition on bars and windows for pawnbrokers. Instead, it will allow pawnbrokers to install bars on the interior of their windows and doors only. This is in response to a string of burglaries that occurred, I believe it was last year in 2011, and given the frequency of the events and also the types of things they were stealing and just in general the kind of things pawnbrokers keep in inventory tend to be of high value for thieves. All those things considered, staff thought that this would be good and acceptable.
Questions, comments, discussion for Mr. Tyson? Anything at all, council? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Councilmember Harrelson?
Aye.
Councilmember Full?
Aye.
Councilmember Ward?
Aye.
Councilmember Brashear?
Aye.
Councilmember Grooms?
Aye.
Councilmember Wilson?
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next item. Need a motion to have the second reading of bill number 12-23.
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, authorizing and directing the City Administrator of the City of Republic, Missouri, to enter into an agreement with the City of Springfield for the acquisition of pictometry, providing a more accurate geographical information system.
Need a motion to have final passage of bill number 12-23.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Mr. Tyson, give us the overview, sir.
This bill will enter us into an agreement with primarily the City of Springfield, but also a number of other municipal and utility organizations, both in Greene and Christian County, to cooperate in purchasing aerial orthophotography, which is the photography that you frequently see on the maps that we distribute, the bird's eye view. The additional value we will get this time around, as in years past when we have participated in purchasing this with the City of Springfield, is we will get a product called pictometry, which includes oblique orthophotography, which gives us the ability to view from still an aerial view, but instead of bird's eye, it will be at an angle. It also allows us to measure things like building heights, distances between structures better. It's much higher level of detail. And another thing to mention, here in the exhibit, it provides an amount for our cooperation of $4,315. But if you'll notice in the agreement, our actual cost share after a change order was included in the agreement will be $5,632. In my opinion, having seen some of the product and seeing how the City of Springfield uses it, this is a steal. Being able to cooperate and cost share for something that provides the city with value, not just to the planning department, but also to Public Works, Police, and Fire in their planning efforts. It's a good deal.
Questions, comments, discussion for Mr. Tyson? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Councilmember Wilson,
Aye.
Councilmember Grooms,
Aye.
Councilmember Brashears,
Aye.
Councilmember Ward,
Aye.
Councilmember Poole,
Aye.
Councilmember Harrelson,
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. On bill number 12-24, that is the ordinance discussing some of our codes and things like that. That will not be voted on until May 14th. I think it's by statute, correct? By statute, so we just want to keep it on the agenda, make note of that. Those items are out there. If you want to take a look at them, if you have questions, please contact the planning department and Gail's group over there, and she'll filter that information over. But please contact her with any questions. There's going to be another one on the agenda that we'll discuss in the same manner here in just a minute, but this is the first one on the agenda as it says. Okay, next item on the agenda, need a motion to have the second reading of bill number 12-25.
Motion.
Second. Motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, amending Chapter 130, Republic City Code, Municipal Court, Article 2, Court Costs and Fees, by amending Section 130.250, Court Costs, to add a biometric surcharge.
Need a motion to have final passage of bill number 12-25.
Motion.
Second. Motion and a second. Welcome, Chief Lowe. Give us the overview, sir.
As I hopefully made clear last council meeting on the first reading, we have a live scan biometric device that whenever we charge somebody or they're convicted of a crime, they're fingerprinted through this, and it automatically sends their fingerprints and also their mugshot through to the state and the other agencies that are coordinating this. Because we have this system, the state has allowed us to include a surcharge up to $2 to recoup the maintenance costs on it and the other surcharges that go with the prisoner care and upkeep. So that's what we're hoping to be able to achieve with it.
Questions, comments, discussion for Chief Lowe? Anything at all?
That must be Mr. Hart on his way.
$2 right there.
Any comments, questions, discussion for Chief Lowe? Is that one of yours? Fair enough. A roll call vote.
Councilmember Harrelson,
Aye.
Councilmember Poole,
Thanks, Chief.
Aye.
Councilmember Ward,
Aye.
Councilmember Brashears,
Aye.
Councilmember Grooms,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilson,
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. On to the next item on the agenda, bill number 12-26 is another item that statutorily we're not going to be able to vote on until the 14th. Wanted to get the information out there to the public. If there are questions, comments, discussion concerning this particular ordinance, please contact Gail in the Planning and Economic Development Department and at 732-3150, and she'll get those questions answered for you. On to new business. Need a motion of the first reading of bill number 12-28. Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, amending ordinance number 12-16 to correct a scrivener's error.
Mr. Tyson, welcome.
Thank you. I have to admit, I always found it kind of funny when I would discover my predecessors had done something like this, but then I did it, so it's not as funny to me. But if you remember the large group of annexations we did recently, the last one, this property here, I believe you all have this map. The last ordinance was 12-16. The deed from which we extracted the legal description from this property also included a legal description for what you see shaded in a darker color of pink. We did not intend to annex that, but I failed to remove that from the ordinance that was approved. So now we're coming back to remove that erroneous description from the ordinance.
Thank you for your honesty, Mr. Tyson. Questions, comments, discussion from Mr. Tyson? This is the first reading. If you have questions, comments, discussion on the effect of this or anything that goes along with that, please contact Mr. Tyson, the Planning and Economic Development Department. Thank you, Mr. Tyson. On to other business. Resolution number 12-R-06, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, awarding the bid for the supply and delivery of a new zero-turn radius mower for the Parks and Recreation Department. Need a motion?
Motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. Welcome, Mr. Keeley. Please give us the overview.
Thanks, sir. Our department solicited bids for supply and delivery of a new zero-turn radius mower. Received 3 bids back. One for a John Deere Z925A in the amount of $9,051. Another bid for a Hustler Super Z in the amount of $8,799. And the last bid we received was for a Grasshopper 329B/61 in the amount of $8,447. When looking at these mowers, obviously all of them are a little bit different. It's hard to exactly compare apples to apples when they're a little bit different. But I asked Wayne and his crew, they got the opportunity to, every one of these people brought them out. We were had them for a day to test drive and to get to know them a little bit better. Wayne ultimately recommended for purchase the Hustler Super Z and asked him to give me a rundown of the reasons, and they are as follows. Larger engine, larger hydro pump with a 5-year extended warranty, a lifetime warranty on the leading edge of the mower deck, The dealership that will service the Hustler is maintained locally and has been in business for 30 years. So that's the reason we are recommending on the Hustler Super Z.
That's interesting. Out of all the places that sell zero-turn mowers in this particular style, we have one from Mountain Ridge, Kansas. That's a long way away.
There you go.
Okay. Questions, comments, discussion for Mr. Keeley?
This will be our first non-green mower, so we'll see how it works.
I have one
Mr. Wilson, please.
curiosity. On the Hustler, it says it has 18 cc wheel motors. The Grasshopper has 31 cc wheel motors. Is that 18 cc on this pump, or is that what they are?
That, Mr. Wilson, I do not know, but I'll be more than happy to get you an answer for that. I debated on having Wayne would come here with me tonight for a question such as this, but I do not know the answer to that.
I'm just curious. That seems like an awful small motor for the wheels.
You know what? Wayne, can you bring that book back there and say that in there?
You're a gearhead, Gary. I know you.
I thought that was probably a deciding factor. It goes faster.
As you can tell, I'm not a mower aficionado, but let me see if I can get you an answer real quick, sir. I'd be more than happy. I can go back and perhaps get an answer online, too. I don't directly reference that in this description here.
You tell me later.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to get an answer. Dwayne had an idea, which very well could be that, but I don't want to tell you anything that's wrong information. So.
Fair enough. Mr. Wilson, accept Mr. Keeley? Yep. Get you some answers from probably Wayne?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll have that answer by tomorrow.
Thank you. Additional questions, comments, discussion for Mr. Keeley? He's got the book in front of him, so ask him now. at all? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you, Jared. Thanks, sir.
Resolution number 12-R-07, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, authorizing the execution of a license agreement with the Republic Saddle Club for the use of property located at Miller Park. Need a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion second. Jared, give us the overview, sir.
Sir, annual agreement, Ron's had the opportunity to look at it as he has every year. The agreement itself hasn't changed at all. Good tenants, put on a number of really well-run events down there. We've had a few things where we've had to approach them. They've been very responsive every time as far as going in late into the evening. So just an annual agreement with the Republic Saddle Club. They do have a new president. I met him today. He is a very, very, very nice gentleman. They are looking forward to a move. This is to update everyone, and he's aware of that we desire to move them at some point too.
Fair enough. Questions, comments, discussion from Mr. Gilly? Anybody else hear the music at night besides me? It's just me. Fair enough. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Thank you.
Any abstention? Motion carries. Thank you. Resolution number 12-R-08, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, authorizing the execution of a contract addendum with Olson Associates to amend an existing agreement for a bypass elimination plan. Would like a motion?
Motion.
Second.
A motion is second. Welcome, Mr. Forrester.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Boy, this is going fast. But that one it's gone this fast.
Well, Mr. Brock's not here, so you're in his place today, right?
Okay. Set back,
Relax.
your shoes. No, as we go back to the bypass elimination plan that is necessary as part of the voluntary compliance agreement, one of the big important steps in that is flow monitoring of the collection system. We looked at doing it during the fall, and we're glad we didn't, because it would have been a wasted effort, wasted dollars, and we in the process now of working out a plan. But we have the plan worked out, implementing the plan that installs flow meters in a number of locations within the collection system to collect the data during the wet weather events that we more likely will see during the springtime than the fall. One of the things that happened, we were working with the City of Springfield on their field work in their collection system rehab. They installed 48 meters last fall and didn't get any data, and so they're getting ready to re-implement that starting around the 15th of March. So this what you have in front of you is a program that's set up through Hawk to have them come out and install the flow meters with the city's assistance for a 2-month period to collect the data that we would anticipate getting in the collection system during rainfall events. This is a pretty nice setup. We can get real-time data from these flow meters where the data is recorded in a data logger, transmitted, and we can actually go on a website and look at real-time data of what's going on in your collection system during this monitoring program. But to give you a little background, just hopefully you can see. Basically, the main part of the City of Republic here, this highlighted area is what would be considered the Shula Creek Drainage Basin. And we've blown it up, and I don't know what color you call that.
It's not K-State purple, I can tell you that.
But what we've done is, within that collection system of the Shula Creek Basin, is gone in and divided into subbasins. At each one of those lower spots in the subbasins where we would put a flow meter. And so, like, we've got a little drainage basin that comes and drains over to this point here, we'll put a flow meter there. This area drains over to this point, we'll have a flow meter here. So what we're doing is gathering actual flow data within each subbasin. We'll go back and look at a flow appropriation for a normal, if you want to call it tight, collection system versus the flow data we'll get, and be able to analyze which areas within that collection system are the worst. And then we'll develop a plan as part of the bypass elimination plan that attacks each one of these areas in an appropriate manner. And so this is the first step in gathering the data towards that end result of developing this, if you want to call it, this 10-year plan of rehabilitation. And so we looked at different flow meters. We've used these flow meters last spring down in the Cassville area for some flow metering that we're doing down there. I'm very pleased with them. And so that's what we're looking at here is just the rental on the flow meters for a 2-month period. There's no cost. I mean, we don't have any cost. It's just a pass-through cost from our standpoint. And this was something that, if you recall, when we looked at our contract for the bypass elimination plan, we mentioned there would be this flow metering component later on. And so this is that component that we need to get approved so we can move forward.
What, 2 months?
We're going to start they're planning, right now we've got a tentative date for them to come in and install the flow meter starting on March the 12th. So it'll be basically March 15th through May 15th, when we would anticipate the wet weather.
Any alternate plan in case we don't get any wet weather? I mean, see, it's been a dry.
We can't predict the weather, but we know that we didn't get the rainfall last fall. We could extend it another month for, another rental fee. But this data is critical to the whole basis of developing a plan.
So pray for rain, is that what you're saying, John?
I do, get in touch with the Lord, rain dance, whatever.
Which do you want? Not too much. We don't want
as much as what's happened in the past.
All right.
No, that is, we have to go with the odds of when you anticipate getting the most rainfall.
That captures how much percent of the city?
Prior to the Brookline area being annexed in, this was about 2/3 of the cities. When we went through the sanitary sewer evaluation study back in '96, there was about 2/3 of the flow would go down to the Sugar Creek pump station. So it's a large area.
Brookline's new anyway. I mean, all that stuff's new. This is the old.
Yes.
This is all the older portion of the city. So our I&I issues are probably going to be concentrated in this area, or at least one of these areas that they're looking at. And that's part of the whole idea, is to make sure that we can track, or wherever our I&I issues are, narrow it down into that particular section and be able to fix it. I just summed up kind of what you guys are doing, but that's really in the bottom line. That's what it is. It's all about, is to make sure our I&I is as less as it can be.
Well, lessons learned or data that we get in one area can be somewhat applicable to another area if it's similar construction. So, and this is a long-term plan that the city is going into. It's something. This is just the first step in implementing a program. You're required to implement this over a 10-year period.
through our EPA and DNR agreement.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The mandatory voluntary compliance.
All right, questions, comments, discussion. Mr. Grooms, please.
Let me ask the mayor's question in a slightly different way. What if we get no rain at all this spring? I mean, is there a plan B?
Do we just have to try to
I
work
would-
out some flow monitoring? I
Is
mean,
there an engineering plan B?
I think the plan B would be to, obviously extend it 1 month, since they're already installed and in place, if we can see that the weather, if they're predicting some sort of a change in the weather, I think it's gonna be a little bit of wishful thinking that we get the rain that we need early on, and if we don't, I think we'll have to just see what the longer range forecasts are. If nothing happens in the spring, I think we bag it until the fall again.
As I said, that's my question.
Well, I
Is
would-
worst case scenario,
I would not go into it saying that we're gonna try to flow monitor in June and July. That just
Right,
doesn't
right,
make
no.
sense.
I guess that's my question, is worst case scenario, we don't get the data this year, be it spring or fall. I mean, at what point does that start becoming a problem in this 10-year plan?
It becomes a big problem
Immediately?
because you have a year from the date that you sign the VCA, Voluntary Compliance Agreement, to submit this bypass elimination plan. What we would have to, probably the backup plan would be to go in and get all the last 5 years of pump station data of the different pump stations and try to go in and make some educated guess, conjectures. Now, the sanitary sewer evaluation study that we performed back in 1996, that's what we did. We utilized the pump station data, but you had a lot more pump stations. And that whole project in 2000 led to the elimination of a number of pump stations. But we had a number of pump stations that we could go in and pick up that data. We don't have as many now. The other thing that would occur, if we could not get any flow data, then I think the next thing to do would be go to DNR and negotiate an extension for that. And I don't think that would be any problem, because there's gonna be a number of towns in the same boat.
Yeah.
And that's, hey, agreements are made to be amended.
To answer your question, Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Additional comments, questions, discussion, Mr. Wilson?
Okay, you're gonna have 12 temporary flow meters, put in 12 manholes at a cost of $1,200 per month. And then it says plus 1,254 systems.
That's one charge. That's one charge of $1,254. That's for the Hawk representative to come down.
Okay.
The flow meters are 12,000 or 1,200 per month times 12 times 2. I think it's 28 something, and then $1,250 one-time charge for their assistance to come down and help.
Okay.
I looked at that too, and I go, now wait, that doesn't quite read. I could read the same thing you were doing.
Laura, jump in.
Okay, thank you. David wanted me to talk about the budget, address the budget concerns.
Thank you.
You have a budget concern? That with the bypass elimination plan, with this addendum, there will be $100,350 that will be planned at this point, with the original contract and the addendum. David, so far between 2011 and 2012, has budgeted $115,000 to cover this, the BEP. He budgeted $80,000 last year, but only $4,775 was spent in 2011. So he only budgeted $35,000 for 2012, anticipating that everything was going to be back in 2011 to have covered most of this expense. And so he was concerned about what we were going to do about changing the budget. And the budget will be amended when we see what is actually going to take place. But how that affects the utility fund is that the utility fund came out almost $75,000, less in expense than what was budgeted for 2011. But that will be needed for 2012. So when you have these multi-year projects and the contracts, sometimes budget amendments are needed in that following year, in not knowing what to anticipate in the first year of planning for the budget for the project. So that's what happened here, and so you will probably see a budget amendment come along after we get further into the project, when what has taken place. So.
Fair enough. Questions, comments, discussion on the budget and on the budget itself with Laura on this particular item 4, for Mr. Forrest or John on anything else on the technical side? Additional questions, comments, discussion? Anything at all? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Laura. Thank you very much, John. On to the next item. Resolution number 12-R-09, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, declaring the results of the municipal election held on the 7th day of February 2012. Need a motion?
Motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. Brenda, please go see overview.
Attached with this item are the certified results from the February election, and the county clerk has recommended that we go ahead and bring this to council and have you approve his certified results.
Questions, comments, discussions? Brenda, would you please read those results?
Certainly.
Please, both questions, that way we make sure everybody's aware of the vote that was taken.
Question number 1, shall the City of Republic, Missouri continue to impose a sales tax at the rate of 1/4% to be collected for a period of 5 years beginning October 1st, 2012, for the purpose of funding stormwater capital improvements? A vote in favor of the question will not serve to raise existing sales tax rates imposed by the City of Republic. And you'll see that we have 2 votes. It's divided between Greene County and Christian County. Greene County, there were 722 yes votes. Christian County, there were 7 yes votes. Greene County, there was 418 no votes. Christian County, 2 no votes. Question number 2, shall the City of Republic's water impact fee schedule and sewer impact fee schedule as adopted on April 5th, 2005 and November 7th, 1995 respectively be amended by repealing those schedules and adopting new schedules and establishing a procedure for setting rates, as well as an amendment as follows?
You don't have to read all that.
Okay, thank you.
We're all night discussing that.
Again, Greene County yes votes were 600, Christian County yes votes were 5, Greene County no votes 513, and Christian County no votes 3.
Questions, comments, discussion for Brenda? On the 2 elections, or on the election on the 2 questions. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much.